The market's reacting to a Trump victory in a big way today. Here to break down some of the biggest moves in the market is MarketBeat analyst Thomas Hughes. Thomas, we saw quite a few swings today. Start with the biggest one that everyone's talking about.
Well, I think Tesla might have been the biggest move of the market today, but I really think that's just a knee-jerk reaction because of Elon Musk's association with Trump. Trump is supposed to bring a lot of tailwinds into the market, potentially easing some other headwinds, and generally be good for the stock market and businesses, but not so much for EVs. EVs had headwinds to begin with, so I don't really see Trump as a fundamental mover for Tesla. And that plays into that last article I wrote, that last video we did about, buying the dips and selling the rips. Tesla certainly ripped, and I would not expect it to keep going much higher after this.
Yeah, was it up about 14% today, even more than that?
Yeah, it closed the day up about 15%. That's a pretty good size move.
Absolutely. And that was one of many moves that we saw in the market today. Another big move was JP Morgan. Why is that stock moving so much today?
Right. JP Morgan also made a big double-digit move, and that's just because of the regulatory outlook. I mean, generally speaking, Trump is going to be good for regulations ranging from the financial sector through consumers, which is generally good for the entire economy. We're seeing some definite tailwinds in regards to that, help sustain JP Morgan's growth, um, certainly help in invigorate the merger and acquisition market, so we'll see some more M&A and possibly some more IPOs coming up pretty soon too.
All right, we'll move to another sector you like to talk about quite a bit, and that's the Russell 2000. That saw quite a bit of movement today, too.
Right, yeah, Russell 2K stocks are jumping because of the business-friendly environment. Trump is known to be a business-friendly president. The Russell 2K also has some potential tailwinds next year because of falling interest rates. Add in a business-friendly president, and we should really see the rally in stocks broaden to include a lot of these small cap names.
Yeah, do you expect the bump today is just the beginning of kind of the boost in the Russell 2000?
I think it's just the beginning. I think that we're looking at a multi-year run in stocks ahead of us.
All right, and now let's talk about some currency out there. The US dollar, we've been talking about gold a lot, and Bitcoin. All three saw some moves today. How much movement did they see?
Well, Bitcoin was another double-digit mover. It's up on the regulatory outlook. It's been gaining traction with mainstream. Some Republicans have been very vocal about supporting Bitcoin. We've got a Wyoming senator trying to make Wyoming be a haven for Bitcoin. So Trump's win and what looks to be a pretty clean red sweep of all the both sides of the House, both sides of Congress, and the White House is very positive for Bitcoin. As far as gold goes, it made a pretty big decline, but that's looking at a stronger U.S. economy and a stronger dollar. Dollar's up because of an outlook for strengthening U.S. economic trends under Trump.
Now, you wrote an article today on MarketBeat.com, kind of talking about what presidency under Donald Trump could look like in the stock market. Give us some of the highlights of what your article shares.
Well, right, first, just looking back on his first administration as a kind of a benchmark of what's to come from the week of the election in 2015 through 2016 through the election 2020, the stock market rose 70%, and that was driven by deregulation, lower taxes, and a strong labor market, which was invigorated by business strength caused by reduced regulation and reduced taxes.
Well, that's from his previous presidency, but another factor coming into play this year, especially, is the Fed and inflation. What do you think a Trump victory could mean for that going forward?
Well, it looks like Trump is going to be invigorating the economy, and that will help sustain inflation as we move forward. One offsetting factor is oil. He's going to want us to be drilling for oil, so lower oil prices could help contain inflation. The risk really right now is that inflation won't fall as quickly as the Fed is hoping, and so instead of cutting rates quite as quickly as they've been forecasting, the Fed may pause and wait to see what happens with Trump over the next few quarters before it really gets aggressive with cutting rates.
Any sectors you might be concerned about that might be seeing more of a dip with a Trump presidency?
Some stocks you might want to take note of were healthcare stocks. As far as the market goes, most sectors and stocks were up following the election, but the healthcare sector was notably down. Many of those stocks were in the red, so just keep an eye out for those.
All right, some great information, Thomas, and a lot to talk about today. I'm sure going to be plenty of market moves to talk about over the next few weeks and months, too. Thank you for your time today, Thomas, and thank you for joining us. Stay tuned to MarketBeat for more coverage of this market move and many more to come. As always, thanks for watching and happy investing.